The other day, someone commented on my beard. "You have a very nice beard," she said. "You must be part Viking." Really? Must I? In fact, I have no Viking in me at all. I'm Jewish, a people with our own rich bearded traditions. But that's a story for another video. Let's get back to Viking beards. The image of the bearded Viking warrior is incredibly strong. His beard is long and full, and it's adorned with braids and beads. We seem to be seeing this image played out more and more often, so it's worth asking, what were Viking beards really like? Examining Viking beard grooming practices is a little problematic for a couple reasons. First, Viking is a term used to broadly define the people living in Denmark, Norway, and Sweden between the 8th and the 11th centuries. Because of the incredible diversity in the region and the length of time that the Viking Age lasted, there was no one singular Viking culture, which meant that there could have been many differing Viking opinions on beardedness. Second, the historical record of the Viking era isn't super robust. Most of the evidence we have comes from artist renderings and a limited number of sagas and written accounts, many of which were written after the fact and by non-Vikings. Third, hair is not usually preserved in Viking burial sites, so it's impossible for us to see how they would have styled their beards. Despite those hurdles, historians have been able to construct some theories on Viking beard grooming. Theory number 1. Vikings did most probably wear beards, and their beards ranged in length from pretty short to mightily epic, and it seems, at least in the Danish style, that the Vikings would shave the lower neck portions of their beards. There's also some evidence that some Vikings would wear long mustaches. Now, it's theorized that the beards protected their faces from the harsh Scandinavian winters and projected manliness. There's even some evidence that beardless men were ridiculed for being less than manly, something we would never do today. Theory number 2. Viking beards were likely very well groomed. In an English account of Viking raiders, the Vikings were criticized for their weekly baths, daily hair combing, and frequent changes of clothes, all of which were seen by the English as needless wastes of time. In comparison to their English counterparts, the Vikings took great care of their personal hygiene, which included beard care and grooming. Though English men were highly critical of Viking hygiene, English women had a little bit of a different take on the situation. It seems that English women were being wooed away from their dirtier, smellier English husbands to have affairs with the cleaner, better-groomed Vikings. Imagine that! Women like men who take care of themselves. Maybe there's a lesson to be learned here. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You know who you are. It's time to wash your beard, my friend. Theory number 3. Vikings braided their beards, though the long beard was a highly prized symbol of masculinity, so much so that punishments for crimes could include cutting off the perpetrator's beard. It did pose a safety risk in battle. The beard could fly up and obscure a warrior's view of his enemy or get in the way as he was swinging his weapon, so Vikings would braid their beards in order to keep them out of the way during the heat of battle. One of the things that's gotten mixed up in Viking beardedness is beard beads. We see these prominently displayed in pop culture depictions of Viking warriors, like on History Channel's TV show aptly named Vikings. But guys, I looked, and I looked, and I looked. Seriously, I searched tirelessly for a really long time. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I can't find any evidence in the academic literature of Vikings wearing beard beads. There have been beads found in Viking burial sites, but there's no evidence that they were worn in the beard. It's much more likely that beard beads are a projection of fantasy characters onto Viking history. But on the bright side, it means that those of us with absolutely no Viking in our blood can still wear beard beads without being accused of cultural appropriation. So the Viking beard probably was amazing and is something to aspire to. To grow your beard the Viking way, keep it clean, keep it groomed, and keep it out of the way. Well, that brings us to the end of another exciting beard video. My beard and I would like to thank you for spending some time with us today. If you enjoyed our time together, like, comment, and subscribe below. To all you beard aspirers and beard admirers, my beard and I wish you safe travels, and we'll see you in the next video.